First, you need to download a font of some graffiti if you haven't done so already. So you can just go to the font and find one that looks good, something bold that can have an outline added would be useful. So you just hit the download button and then you get a zip file usually. That'll go into your download folder or the one you nominate, and then you can go to your download folder, and once it's a zip file there, it's downloaded as a zip, double click it to unzip it, and then you can just activate it by double clicking. So the regular one, I'm going to double click it, and you can see I've already installed this one, and called Wooshand Graffiti, and that sort of looks like a fun one to work with. And so that'll be in your font directory, and you can access it in Illustrator and Photoshop and Blender. So then you go to your Illustrator app, and you're going to just make a new file. You can use film and video, and that'll give you a background that's got no information. So 1080p landscape, we're just going to hit create, and now we're going to just start typing some text. So we can just get our type tool, and we can just type something in. Now you'll see that is really small. So when it's selected, if you go Command A, it'll select all of the text. And you can go down here to the tool with the size of the font in point and drag that down to 72. You can also just go to your transform tool, and you can enlarge it that way. Okay. So when you're selecting it in object mode, you can basically just hold shift and grab a corner, hold shift and drag that out. That'll enlarge it. So Command A selects the text, and if you go into you have a little, by default, this will open up as well. And if you go in here and type in FAN, and activate Funky Bubble, it'll change that to your font. So now typing, I'm just going to type Riz. So there's tracking here and kerning, and you can separate the words. You can separate the letters just by dragging out the tracking, so things are further apart to start it off with. Okay, and so what we want to do is we want to next we want to break this apart and turn it into vectorized text, because right now we can just type with it, and we can use these tools over here in the character menu, but that's a bit limited. So graphically we want more. So we just go up here and go type, create outlines. And we also need to ungroup these, because this is all going to be, they're all joined together still. So Option Command G, Shift Command G, and now we've ungrouped them. Okay, so there's the layer panel here. If we double click that, we can change that so we get a nice bright color, so it's easier to see the anchor points and things. So what we can do then is we can like join these together, have them kind of cross over a little bit and intersect a little, and you can rotate them around and do that sort of thing. You can even just use one of these tools and create an ellipse. All right. So they're crossing over with each other, and you can even get your open up the Pathfinder tool, and you can merge these together. So if I click this little unite button, there's a merged. They're all, you can see they're not crossing over anymore. Okay, so we've got our merged text, and then we can change the color of that, and we can also just duplicate that. So you can select the layer and just go duplicate. So with that layer selected, I'm going to just do an offset. So I'm going to go offset path, and I'm just going to go 15 is wide enough. All right. So that's this top layer. So if we change this color to black, we'll move that underneath that layer. Then we've got an outline, and then we can do a little bit more here. So one other thing you can do is you can use in the libraries. There's textures and things that you can use in the library, and you can make a mask that will reveal and expose things. So if you want to look like this has been sort of sprayed or stuck up on a wall, but it's been worn out, you can do this. So you can hit, you probably want to actually group these together. So we're just going to go Command G and group them together. And then we're going to just hit make a mask, right? So now there's nothing in this mask, right? It's black. But if we go to our ink textures and we're in the mask here. So this is the opacity mask. When I click here, I'm in the layer. When I click here, I'm in the mask. I'll just drag it out onto the desktop. You can see that you've got a mask that you can edit, and you can manipulate that. You can invert that. Yeah, it's just a bit of experimentation, I think, with those, just to see what works. Just make sure you're in that mask, and then this one depends on the scale of the mask as well. Okay.